The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. What on my Go Squad? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode number 290. We are live on the YouTubes, and if you're live out there in the live chat, go ahead and say something. We don't know that you're out there unless you do. And if you want to text into the show, yes, you can text into the show. Utilize the Ghost Tactical Hotline presented by our good friends Rod and Shelly Gates over at Aegis Gun Care. That phone number is 530-364-4678. Go check out aegisguncare.com. If you're a veteran, really anybody, but especially if you're a veteran and you're in that hole, you're in the darkness and you're looking for that light, call me, text me, email me 24/7. I cannot give you medical advice, but I might be a pretty decent ear to maybe listen through, talk you through some stuff. Like I said, most importantly, you can just listen. Sometimes it's just talking to someone and having someone listen to you. But if you are looking for someone that can get you towards some medical attention, remember two things. One, you are not alone in this fight. You have a lot of brothers out here that are willing and able to help you in any way possible. And two, the world is a much better place with you in it. So utilize the Veteran Crisis Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. Once again, 1-800-273-8255. Veterans, press the number 1. We are spotlighting, as always, United States Marine Corps. If you have any questions on what it takes to earn the title of United States Marine, see the website marines.com. And as always, we're proud members of the Rapid Fire Radio Network and the Self-Defense Radio Network. Go check out all your favorite pro-gun, pro-tweet podcasts over at rapidfireradio.us and selfdefenseradio.net. Let's get this off of my ugly ass mug. And I don't even want to know why? Like, why are we starting the private chat? Like, really? We haven't even gone live yet, and we've already got shit going back there. Let's not make it one of those nights, fellas. Although I think it probably is going to turn into that. It's okay. It's okay. Let's say hello to our illustrious and distinguished panel. I say that laughingly. Some of them are distinguished and some of them are not, but we'll get to that in a minute. From Hebron, Kentucky, and Anderson Manufacturing, we got our brother Kyle. What's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going, Trey? Thanks for having me on.
Is it just me, or does Kyle like have the greatest smile? Like he's always smiling. I don't know if I don't know, man. It's kind of creepy. Like you're always no one's this happy all the time, but it's nice to have you with a smile on your face for sure.
It's good to be around good people, man.
A pimp named Sir Slickback. Awesome name, by the way. Awesome name. Ghost Dog, what's good? I don't know shit, man. I'm just trying to make it another day. I'm just styling and profiling and trying to Snob's got to go get the hamsters running again to get his internet back up. So we'll see him in a minute. From the weird ass state of Ohio, the only state that has 4 freaking letters it takes 2 people to spell out, and they make fun of people in Arkansas. I'm just saying. You got Chris with the 740. What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Thanks for the invite. And
man.
It's been a good night. I finally got my son a truck, so he doesn't have to drive mine anymore.
Oh, even better, right?
Yeah.
Big out there says, love the neon, Chris. Yeah, you've had that for quite a while, but that looks good. It does look good. I like it too. The neon sign in the back.
Thank you.
You were at the Buckeye. Is it called the Buckeye Classic, or what was it called? The Buckeye something. Is it
Buckeye Blast over the weekend? Yeah, Ohio State USPSA championship. So
nice.
Wanted to go down and see a bunch of my friends I only get to see about once a year. It was a really good time.
Yeah. Ben Shooten says veteran ammo-aholic here. I think that there's several of us that will claim that as well. Defense Dad says I see gun people. Yeah. 2 live move. Me so horny out there. What's up, homie? from another weird ass state, just because he's from Ohio and they let him in. You've got John, the ginger soulless bastard. What's up, Ginger?
What's up? It's a balmy, cool 97 today in Arizona, for those who are wondering. It's great weather today. Also, yes, they let me in because I could actually spell Ohio without two people. So
I have not seen you do it yet. I've never seen anyone from Ohio actually be able to do it. Because I think if you do it, you're like disowned from the Ohio and the mafia. So
yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, I always get stuck on the OH part, but then somebody always chimes in with the IO. So it's easy that way.
the great thing about it is you don't have to remember two letters. I mean, it's really not that difficult. So if that helps.
True. Facts.
Yeah. And Kyle's basically like Southern Ohio. You know, I mean, he's basically like a suburb of Cincinnati, which I like Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a cool little town. At least I like it.
Time out. No, Cincinnati is Northern Kentucky. I'm dispelling that now. Cincinnati can go to Northern Kentucky. That's where the airport is. I'm officially saying Cincinnati is Kentucky.
You don't have a vote. You gave up your voting privilege when you left the state and went to Arizona. You have no vote anymore. I'll ask a real Ohioan, a real Buckeye, if you will. Chris, is Cincinnati Northern Kentucky or the other way around?
It's got to be the other way around. Although the Cincinnati airport is stupid because you still got to drive like 20 minutes south from Cincinnati to even get to that airport. So I still never understood that.
Kentucky, but it's called the Cincinnati Airport?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Once again, it's Ohio, folks. Just saying. Just saying. Slickback says Chris, peace and love from the 219. What the hell is this, like Ohio? Like they only represent with their area codes or what? Like are y'all too damn lazy to say the cities that you're from? You have to go by a 3-digit number.
Yeah, because it's easier. I mean, it's the 740 is Columbus, 216 is Cleveland, the 330 is Akron. I mean, that's what you know by.
Okay, moving along. Jesus Christ. Let's go to the 918 over in Okie. I don't know. Are you 918 there, Snob? Are you guys 918 over there?
Yeah, I'm 918, and I can settle this Ohio-Kentucky debate real quick.
Yeah.
They both just suck.
I don't know. I don't mind Kentucky. I got no problem with Kentucky. It's where the Judds are from, by God. I mean, come on.
I mean, it's just a bunch of freaking hillbillies. Look at Kyle.
I live in Arkansas, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's why you don't mind Kentucky.
That's probably true.
Rednecks in Oklahoma. We're not hillbillies.
That's fair. I'll give you that one. Yeah. Buck says we live in the best state, the tactical Kansas. That's right. AR Kansas, baby. The tactical Kansas. Sorry for Gary. He's in the FUD Kansas. It's what it is. So, yeah. I don't know, Mr. Personality, Mr. Like, I'm always in a great mood. I never sleep in. I'm huge in turkey from the great state of Texas, the tactical, like, FUD himself. What's up, man? Eat some mustard with them taters?
No,
I got no gas in it.
I got no shotgun shells in it.
That's bullshit. I know you got a pallet of those fuckers.
This is true. This is true. I'm just here, man.
Okay, well, give us the shotgun of the week before you go off and go to take a nap.
Man, you would ask me that. All right. How about a Chinese QBS 9?
You lost me at Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay, explain that to us illiterate people out here.
That's a Chinese military shotgun. So, semi-auto. I don't know what else to say about it. It's goofy looking.
I don't know. You brought it up. I figured you have some sort of historical information on it.
No, not really.
Fucking worthless co-host.
Not really. Collapsible stock, semi-auto, 2-bed.
Chris, you look like you got some information on it. You just look like you have something to say.
I kind of think it's kind of neat looking myself.
I haven't even
never even seen one of these.
Being Chinese, it's a knockoff of something. We know that, but
right,
not doing what.
Okay. You know, I was talking with Clover the other day, and I'm going to have an opportunity to work with some guys.
Opportunity? Is that like an opportunity?
It's an opportunity. You eat appetizers with them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's what an opportunity is.
That needs to be a poll eventually, like best appetizer.
Best appetizer. Ooh, that could be interesting. Yeah. Wow. Okay, it's already starting, boys. Jesus. I got a question for you guys because I don't know much about them. I've heard of them, obviously, but I don't know much about them. I don't even.
They're really strange creatures, and if you marry them, they get even worse. Oh wait, that's not what you're talking about.
It's a whole other conversation. We can have that off air.
Appetizers are what they bring out before the meal.
Yeah, appetizers. I'm going like potato skins or the bloomin' onion. Those are kind of tough.
Bloomin' onion or fried pickles all the way.
Ooh, fried pickles. Good call, by the way. Good call. Those are tough to beat. Those are the top three. Potato skins, bloomin' onion, and fried pickles. I forgot about the pickles. That's pretty good. Good call. Anyways, I might have had an opportunity to work with someone. I've heard of them, obviously, but I don't know, except for one person that's ever had it, and he loves them, but you hear weird things. This is going by shotguns. Have you guys ever heard of the Black Aces? They've got a bullpup shotgun that I might be having an opportunity to do some work with. And I've heard mixed reviews on Black Aces, but the one person that has it loves it, no problems. Do you guys have any experience or know anyone that's had some experience with Black Aces with their shotguns?
I mean,
I've never actually. Go ahead. Sorry.
They can be hit or miss. I've heard that.
Okay.
But they're clones of, Turkish guns. And the one thing I have heard is that if you fire a ton of rounds in one session, probably 100 plus, some roll pins tend to start to walk. So that's the only thing I've heard about them.
Okay. I think it's interesting that you said that they're a Turkish clone. Isn't that usually the other way around? Just saying. But when it comes to shotguns, a lot of shotguns are made in Turkey anyway, so it's one of those things.
To be fair,
they've got a bullpup shotgun that looks pretty damn cool. Now we're talking like a retail of like full retail MSRP like $5.99. So I'm not, you're not expecting the greatest thing in the world, but they look cool. I've got a buddy of mine that has been running one for over a year now and has nothing but great things to say about it. But anyways, so I don't know. That could be an interesting thing, but I love me a bullpup. So
looking cool is like 99% of it, man. Come on, let's be real.
When it comes to shotguns, it's 100%. Because I don't do like trap or skeet or anything. Like, I just want to look cool shooting a shotgun. Like, I might have to go get some like Dragon's Breath and just have a freaking good time with it. Wouldn't that be a cool ass video?
Huge forest fire in north central Arkansas.
Hey, you know who to blame. Mark this tape. Mark the tape. North Central Arkansas is now under a burned. Oh wait, no, it's not, because it's all burned down. That must have been Ghost playing the Dragon's Breath. So yeah. Speaking of Dragon's Breath, anybody seen? I know Clover, you haven't seen it yet, but anyone else seen? I know Kyle definitely has. John Wick 4. I'm not going to give any spoiler alerts. I'm just going to say Dragon's Breath is pretty fucking awesome. Just saying. Anyways, never seen a Turkish clown. Oh, you said clone. I'm sure they have clowns. They have rodeos in Turkey. Maybe that'd be interesting. See a Turkish rodeo clown or a Turkish circus. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe.
You're talking about the Black Aces. I did a video with them in 2019 in Indy. And every comment on that video that I still get tons of views on it and comments on it to this day is people absolutely bashing them and bashing their customers.
Really?
So they actually let you do a video, huh? Like they wouldn't even do a video with me the one time I tried.
Really?
Yeah.
They might not have seen it.
Probably a smart move, but they didn't.
They might just look.
I did an interview with them at SHOT Show this year, and they're cool guys, man. I had a great time talking to them. But yeah, I got a few bashing comments, that's for sure.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Here's how I look at it. Also, I listen. I'll listen, or at least pay attention to people bashing certain companies. But ultimately, two things. One, I want to judge for myself. I want to judge for myself. But two, they might have had a bad firearm that comes out. They might have had a bad batch or whatever. And let's not judge someone on their worst day. I like to kind of judge people on their best day, not their worst. So we'll see. Now, Clover's just butthurt because they wouldn't talk to him, but I still think it's because they couldn't see him. They didn't look low enough to get to his eye contact. So we'll see. All right. You guys know that every Thursday, Saturday, and Monday over on our community tab on YouTube, we have the Ghost Tactical Polls, if you will, the pony polls, repping the pony shirt, by the way. Thank you to Kyle. Sending a couple t-shirts our way. That was awesome. I love repping the pony. It's great. Cool shirt. I wish you guys could see the back. It's a pretty badass. Hold on. See my ass if you want, but I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's a pretty cool ass t-shirt, just saying. So
nice shorts.
You like those, do you, huh? So yeah, anyways, I just showed my ass, but it's not the first time I ever showed my ass in public, so it's all good. All right, our pony polls this week. First one went out yesterday. It's got 1.2 thousand votes. Of these, which is the best sports movie? Bull Durham, Hoosiers, Caddyshack, and Remember the Titans. Kyle, let's start with you. Of those four, do you have a favorite one?
Ain't no mountain high enough.
Oh, he's going to Remember the Titans. It's tough to beat that one. It's tough to beat that one for sure.
That's one of the goats.
Clover's going to have a surprise for a lot of people in SHOT Show. The theme that he's taken for the week. I'm thinking Clover needs to find himself a Gary Bertier jersey.
Oh.
Have you even thought about a Gary Bertier jersey there, Clove? I don't even know if they're out there, but that would be kind of cool.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You could show up and get a scooter and drive around with a Gary Bertier jersey, and it'd be perfect because the guy can't walk anymore.
Right.
So, that's cold. I know. Real quick, mandatory care out there. Appreciate you, brother. $6 super chat. Would love to stay, but I have to get back to work. So rerun for me. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. You guys know we don't ask, nor do we anticipate, or do we really want you guys to send super chats. But if you do, they all go to sending care packages downrange to all of our guys and gals over there. So thank you very, very much. Chicago Mike the Shooter says, what's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? YouTube probably won't answer you, but hey, you do you, bro. You do you. And calling us gentlemen on the panel, you do not know this crew if you're calling us gentlemen. Just saying. All right, Columbus. I'm not going to call you 7. I'm going to call you Columbus at this point because screw the 3 number digits. What's your of those 4? I'll read them again. Bull Durham, Hoosiers, Caddyshack, and Remember the Titans.
I gotta go Remember the Titans. That's just one of them shows. Every time it comes on, you just stop and start watching it.
Yeah, honest to God, all 4 of these movies for me is if they're on, I stop and watch it. But yeah, faux shizzle. Clover, of these 4, we kind of talked about this on the Ghost and Clover podcast, but of these 4, just make it official.
I go Hoosiers.
Well played, sir. Well played.
He taught him how to play basketball.
He did. No.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind.
No. Oh, snap. Big Al, $10 super sticker. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you very much. That is way too much, but thank you so much. Ginger, do you watch sports ball movies?
I do. You missed like 2 of the best. First off, why no Rudy? Second off, why not All the Right Moves? Because that's a good movie. But I guess I got to go with Remember the Titans. Because Remember the Titans is great, but Rudy's better. And Caddyshack is a comedy more than a sports movie. I'm just going to say that.
I should have booted him. Rudy's quality. It is not Remember the Titans. Just sorry. No.
John's wrong.
He's a millennial. What do you expect?
Remember the Titans had an excellent soundtrack too.
Fantastic soundtrack. Yes, it did. Sunshine. Great movie. I could quote that movie all night long. We were watching, my wife and I were watching Major League last night. With the first half hour of the movie, she's like, "Why is the sound even on? You can just quote the entire movie." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just going line by line quoting it." It's great one-liners in Major League. Fantastic. Snob, if you were to watch a sports movie in any of these four, would you have a favorite?
I do have to agree with John. Caddyshack is not a sports movie. I'll agree. I'll give him that. Caddyshack is a great movie, not really a sports movie. The Waterboy would have been a better choice than Caddyshack.
Shut your mouth.
I knew that would get you. No, I'm going Titans because football.
No, I love all these movies for different reasons. For me, this is just me. For me, sports movies start at Hoosiers. For me, I don't think that there is a better sports movie than Hoosiers. That is a classic, timeless movie that no matter how old you are, when you're watching it, Hoosiers is there. These are all four of these. All four of these are great movies. I love watching all of them. Did someone say Brian's song? Good Lord, dude, I want to cry. Like, that's like the saddest movie ever. Like, come on, man.
Oh,
hey, I got a question.
Okay.
Is 8 Seconds a sports movie?
100% it is. Absolutely.
That is a great movie.
I think so too. Just ask.
I'd even say Pure Country is somewhat of a sports movie because it's still rodeo based. Prove me wrong. I think I just killed the chat. But no, absolutely. 8 seconds. I don't want to hear from you. You're not allowed to talk.
Well, Days of Thunder is a sports movie then.
Yes, it is.
Well, yes, it is. It absolutely is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's great.
There was never a doubt about it. It's not a great sports movie, but it is a sports movie. Yeah.
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights.
Can I say this? Can you replace Caddyshack with the greatest game ever played? That's a better golf movie. If we're going golf.
No, it's not.
You don't like that movie?
I do. It's not better than
golf movie. Happy Gilmore.
Love Happy Gilmore. Not better than Caddyshack.
No,
the Replacements.
You go hang around a golf course very long and just listen to the golfers. They're quoting Caddyshack more than they quote any other movie.
So with Replacements, if you go sports comedy, it's definitely up there, maybe top 3 even.
Replacements.
But as far as just sports movie, like it probably is in the top 10 for me, but I don't know that it.
Replacements is a good one. I think Replacements is an acquired taste. That's one of those movies, either you love it or you hate it. There is no, I don't really like it, but I get why it's good. No, it's either you love it or you hate it. But there's also a lot of people that can't stand like pre-Matrix, Keanu Reeves either. So, that's what it is. Cool Runnings. Absolutely. That's definitely, that's absolutely a sports movie.
I can't believe nobody's brought up Rocky.
Mm-hmm. We did on the podcast.
Yeah, we did on the Ghost of Clover. That was definitely one. So yeah. All right. 1.2 thousand votes. 60% say Remember the Titans. 25% say Caddyshack. 8% say Hoosiers, and 6% say Bull Durham.
I would love to see a breakdown of age demographic, and I know you can't do that.
Yeah, I would too, because there's no way that Hoosiers should only get 8%.
I thought Hoosiers would be second, truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
I did too. I figured Remember the Titans would win, right? But I thought it might be somewhat close between that and Hoosiers. I was very wrong about that. Very wrong. So, anyways, all right. Our second one was Saturday, 1.8 thousand votes. What would you rather hunt? Duck, deer, turkey, I don't hunt, or other? Let's start with Snob on this one.
I put other. And
Did you?
I put
Okay.
a comment just like you asked, because
I never did, but I'm not going through like the 1,700 damn comments.
I put I'd rather hunt
I would say the vast majority were squirrel, rabbit, and elk/moose in the others.
Orangutan, but you didn't even pay attention. No, I put hogs.
Oh, we had a bunch of hog too. We had a bunch of hog.
That ain't hunting.
Yeah, but it's fun because I don't have to deal with them. There's nothing.
Shoot them in the face. It ain't hunting.
Shoot them in the face and drag them off into a ditch.
That ain't hunting.
Hogs and coyotes, man. Just shoot and go.
Not hunting. Nuisance animals are not hunting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, Clover, of those, what would you put?
Well, let me rephrase that. In some parts of the country, unlike here, where you can't walk out on any given night into a pasture and see umpteen jillion of them, it may be hunting. But around here, it's not hunting. It's not even a sporting thing. I went other since you gave us the option of other.
I did. Yep.
And I've always enjoyed squirrel hunting. You don't really have to be quiet. You're talking about 22, fairly lightweight.
Of course, he enjoys squirrel hunting. What do you hunt squirrels with? 22s and shotguns. So why wouldn't he enjoy it?
Yeah, baby.
I'd say what I really want to go squirrel hunting with is Umarex had a 1,300 rounds per minute 240 Bravo
Right.
gun at NRAM. Right. I would put that, just mount that on top of my back porch and just go nuts into the trees and just see what I got. That'd be phenomenal to do. Just saying. I think squirrel honestly was probably the biggest number of the comments. I quit looking on it for a while.
Feeding their families.
Hey, Ginger, what do you hunt, or what would you rather hunt of those?
Well, I've done deer, I've done duck, I've done squirrel. So I was gonna say something more exotic, maybe like a mountain lion or bear, like something that you don't really get to do often. It's like a once in a lifetime hunt kind of thing.
John wants to hunt stuff that hunts him.
Yeah, well, why not? I mean, squirrel's so easy. We used to pop them with air rifles in our backyard in college. That was dinner. It was
Speaking
cheap
of
and
hillbillies.
easy.
So
yeah,
your parents didn't get you the meal plan at college. I'm just saying you had to go hunt for your own shit.
When I lived off campus, I didn't have a meal plan, so we were just popping squirrels in the backyard.
I can just see John right now in the quad with a big old pot of squirrel and dumplings on the.
Listen, it was
not a fresh squirrel and dumplings.
Got some hipsters over there in the corner.
Squirrel and rice, you savage. It wasn't squirrel and dumplings.
Oh, rice. Well, whatever.
The dumplings was only once a week. That was a special meal.
Could be worse.
We had
you could
an
be frying it.
overpopulation of squirrel at the school, and we were off campus, so we popped some squirrels out of our bedroom window, and then we got yelled at by the cops. So there was that, and I've done turkey bow hunting, which is fun and interesting at the same time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some big game. I was just gonna say big game, because big games those are once in a lifetime hunts.
Well, if you're gonna go once in a lifetime, go over to fucking Africa and go get you some.
Well, you're not wrong.
So I want to know, how did you cook these squirrel in college?
Well, there's a number of different recipes we use. Sometimes in the oven, sometimes in the crock pot. We would make it. There was five guys.
Season it up, or did you do a soup or a stew or dumplings or rice?
All the above.
No, okay.
All the above.
Okay.
It was cheap. It was.
Thank
right.
you.
I've heard enough.
I want to go iguana hunting. Speaking of exotic, they're not really exotic.
I don't know why we lost John there. He must be having technical difficulties.
He's having technical difficulty. It's called the kick button. I can only listen to so much of his bullshit. So he'll come back in a minute, and that'll give us some time to move on. Chris, what would you rather hunt?
I went with turkey in this poll just because I've never been turkey hunting. That's something I've always wanted to do. So that's what I went with.
You can come to my house. I live literally, my street is called Wild Turkey. And when we first moved here 15 years ago, or whatever, they're all over the place. And I think by now they've all been picked off, because I haven't seen one in a few years. But like, there used to be a ton of them around here. And I tell you what, I didn't know about them. Those things are pretty freaking big. Like, wild turkeys are like big. I was really surprised.
It depends on the type of turkey. Like the South Texas turkeys are not. So you're talking more like a.
I live in north central Arkansas, bro. I don't know what species of turkey are here, but they were big.
It's probably more like the Eastern gobbler style. It's probably what Chris has got up that way and all too.
Does your kick button still work?
And I'm just waiting for him. If he starts going into squirrel fucking recipes, he'll get the kick button.
I haven't mentioned that. Does the kick button even work on me? I guess it does. Yeah.
Did I get kicked? Did you kick me?
Yeah. You got the boot.
Yeah. When you start talking about fucking Bobby Flame, goddamn squirrel, I kicked your ass out.
You got the Toby Keith treatment, baby.
Put a boot in your ass, the American way. Yeah. All right, Kyle. I know you like to hunt. What's your preference?
I'm a deer guy.
You're a deer guy? Okay.
John, I gotta give you
expected Kyle to
props.
say possum in Kentucky. That's all they eat out there.
I mean, it just gets old after a while, though. You know.
You need some good sweet taters from down here to go with it, and it'd be all right.
Hey, there you go.
You know,
Do some good sweet
I
taters
don't.
down here.
Yeah, I don't hunt, Mike. So I'll ask the panel: would y'all hunt a buffalo? Consider I think they're still probably like you can't. I don't think you can. They're still.
I think you can on fenced.
Yeah, there's private buffalo hunts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I know there for the longest time when I was younger that they were protected. So
Buffalo's good eating too, by the way.
Yeah.
What's
If I
the point
needed
of the
to feed a
buffalo?
tribe.
I've got 200 head of mama cows out here. They're the same thing.
Just spray paint them black
It's
and
a buffalo.
spray paint them black and then run out there and say I'm doing it. Put a what's that, a bola, the feathery looking thing you put around your neck, wrap it around their head where it looks.
Ebola.
Yeah. Either way,
that's a disease. It's called
Ebola is the
Ebola.
disease.
I have never seen an Indian wearing a boa.
I didn't say. I said so. It looked like a buffalo. You know how buffalo is shaggy.
Oh, I thought you were making fun of me for being Indian and trying to call my headdress a boa.
No, I was saying you got to dress your cows up like buffalo, and that would make a great video. You can be buffalo hunting out there, but you have to wear your loincloth and all that, and then give us a heads up before you upload, so we make sure we don't click that video.
Moving along, Honcho says buffalo hunt. Is that like going to the bar?
No, that's a cow hunt.
Oh yeah. Now we actually have a serious question. We're going to run through the panel here. I do want to go ahead and give this. Gerald Block out there says, "What kind of scope would you put on a 350 Legend AR? Anybody have experience with 350 Legend? And if so, what kind of scope would you recommend for that?"
350 Legend is really similar to a 30-30, so anything you would put on a 30-30, I would say would be adequate for a 350 Legend. And proven time and time again over the decades is a good old 3-9 by 40 or 3-9 by 44 of some decent quality. Anyway, I'm not an optic snob, so 150 to 200 range on up, depending on what you can afford.
Yeah, there you go. Anybody else have any experience with the 350 Legend?
I have a 350 Legend AR. I put a 1 to 10 LPVO on it. That seemed to work out specifically for Ohio.
Nice.
Definitely would go LPVO on that.
Same.
Yep. There you go. Go find yourself a good LPVO. Yeah, a 1 to 8, maybe even a 1 to 10. I'd say at least 1 to 8 would probably work fine. But yeah, go to 1 to 10. It's not going to hurt you. You don't have to use the max magnification. But yeah, go for it. Let's see here. 1.8 thousand votes. 57% say deer. Coming in at second place, which is not surprising. If had this been on Clover's channel, I think it'd be much different. But coming at second place in the vote with 20% is I don't hunt. Turkey comes in at 9, other comes in at 7, and duck comes in at 6. So I guess maybe duck hunting might be more of an Arkansas thing because there's a shit ton of people that duck hunting here in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
So
duck and turkey both are more of a regional type thing where there's deer all over.
Man, when April rolls around, people go ape shit over turkey hunting. I don't know if it's because it's turkey hunting or it's like the last gasp of hunting until the fall. So that maybe that's why they like turkey. I don't know, but they lose their shit on turkey season. So I don't know. All right. So our final poll of the week has got 2.2 thousand votes. Who is the best 80s action star? Schwarzenegger, Chuck Norris, Sylvester Stallone, or Steven Seagal? 740. What's up, Chris? What do you think?
I went with Stallone on this one.
Okay. There's a couple on here that I would not fault you with. That's one of them. Snob. Got to get those damn hamsters running again, bro.
Yeah, no, I was on the phone with my son. I'll go Schwarzenegger because I think he was one of the choices in that question.
He was indeed. Ginger.
I'm gonna have to say Schwarzenegger as well.
Interesting. Kyle.
I can't roll with the crowd here. I'll go with my second, which is Chuck Norris.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, see, I like Chuck Norris better for Walker, Texas Ranger than his movies. Of course, I was a kid whenever that was a thing.
Yeah, no, he's way better in Walker, Texas Ranger. And I am including that in this, right?
No doubt. Yeah.
Oh, see, you said movies though.
Did I say movies?
Well, I was halfway listening, to be fair.
80s action star.
Walker wasn't in the 80s, was it? No, Walker's was in the 90s.
I don't know, but Chuck Norris was around in the 70s, so he was doing stuff in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
He fought Bruce Lee in the 70s.
Yes, he did.
I mean, if we're adding 90s in True Lies was a great Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
Was it a good movie, or was just that the dancing scene with
just the dancing scene? whatever you're at.
OMG, right? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a great 14-year-old kid who's like watching Jamie Lee Curtis dancing in a tight black skirt. Like, okay, I'm in. Like,
but
I don't care.
But then later on, right? Tom Arnold is hilarious in that.
Oh yeah.
Tom Arnold. That's the only thing that I've liked Tom Arnold. I'm not a Tom Arnold fan. He was good in that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good in that. You know, the dancing scene though kind of just had a cruel, tragic end when she smacked him with the phone.
Yeah. She could slap me with the phone anytime. I'd say that. Yeah. Clove, who are you going with?
Sly.
I'd go with Sly too. I think that there's a valid argument for Schwarzenegger. But I'll say this. I enjoyed like the Rambo series alone. Like nothing that Arnold did could stand up to the Rambo series for me. To me, that's just where I'm kind of judging it, you know.
So Sly had Rambo and Rocky as far as established.
He had Cobra.
Franchises.
Franchises. Yes.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm thinking Schwarzenegger and I'm thinking Terminator.
But the second was in the 90s.
Right. It really there really wasn't any series of that, right? I can't think of anything as far as a series. Conan, maybe. Conan, yeah, maybe.
Did Conan have a series? Were there multiple Conan?
Yeah. There was multiple Conans. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember any. Maybe I just didn't.
Kyle put his finger up and he picked Schwarzenegger, so let him.
No. I thought there was only one Conan. I didn't know there was a second.
No, I'm pretty sure there's.
No, let's go ask Google how many Conan movies.
Yeah, there was the second one had Grace Jones in it, and that like Mongolian guy
and
Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer, right?
And there's also the Legend of Conan. There was 3 of them.
And that's Schwarzenegger in that one or not?
According to Google Foo.
Okay.
Who was the big tall guy that was in that one Conan movie that wasn't he like a professional basketball player or something was in one of those movies?
Oh, I'm sure there was.
Shaquille O'Neal. I'm being totally sarcastic.
No. Maybe Wilt or someone like that. Let's see here. Conan the Barbarian. 82. Let's see. Cast.
The tall guy was Destroyer, wasn't he?
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain played in the
Destroyer. Wilt was doing movies back then. I figured if there was a tall basketball player, it probably was Wilt.
I didn't remember him being in that.
I don't know if I've ever seen Conan the Barbarian. If I did, I was young and I don't remember a whole lot of it. I don't remember it. I'm not saying that I did. I'm sure I did, but okay, Ginger. He must be home. It says your devices are not connected though, homie. Can't let you in until they're connected. That's what it's saying to me. So fix your shit, man.
I had to look it up, but Predator, that's another franchise.
So I will put you this way. I'll give you Predator. I think that the Predator does stand up the closest to the Rambo franchise.
Yeah, I agree.
Predator, especially the original Predator, was freaking amazing.
Well, and
Like,
it crossed
that's
over
what
into
it is.
Aliens and morphed into its own thing too.
It
Later
did.
on.
It
Yeah.
did. But for me, like the concept of Predator, like to this day, the original Predator might be the greatest Predator in a movie ever. Like, I mean, the camouflage, I mean, like it was just, that was so new with the way they did the CGI and all that. Yeah, Predator was amazing for sure. I'm still going Sly just because I think the Rambo franchise stands on its own. And he had a lot of other stuff, but Rambo, I mean, Cobra was a terrible movie, but I mean, he had a bunch of stuff in the 80s, but Rambo, the whole First Blood series, that for me, that takes the toll.
So Schwarzenegger had non-action movies, right? Like Kindergarten Cop, for example. It's one that comes to mind real quick, right?
Twins.
Twins. Twins was great.
That was huge. Yeah.
Did Sly? Can anybody think of an 80s movie with Sly that was not an action flick?
I mean, not off the top of my head, but I
count Rocky as action because there's boxing and whatnot. So.
Yeah.
Rocky's action.
Over the Top. Great movie.
That was action. That was arm wrestling, wasn't it?
Tango and Cash.
Tango and Cash was action, and that was an amazing movie. I love Tango and Cash.
Well, Tango and Cash was great.
Tango and Cash is one of those movies I grew up every Saturday it was on, the TV.
One of my favorite movies, not my favorite all time, but I love this movie. I don't hardly ever see it, but when it's on, I make sure I watch it only because of Pele. He was in a movie called Victory, and it was about a bunch of POWs in World War II Nazi Germany that used soccer to escape from the concentration camps and all that. Sylvester Stallone was the goalie. They had Michael Caine in this. Pele was in this. If you ever get a chance, go watch Victory. It's a pretty damn good movie. But he was in that. But that was like 81, 82, 80, somewhere in there. So it's pre-Rambo. So, yeah, anyways. But yeah. I was going to bring up Snob. Sly's in a big thing called Tulsa King. Now I was going to ask him, like, do they actually film any of that in Tulsa, or is that just
they did? No, they did. He won't come back to Tulsa now because it was too hot for the poor baby in August in Tulsa.
That, and you guys do drop bombs from airplanes on your citizens. Just saying. I haven't.
And they ain't got Mexican food for nothing in the world. So
I'm pretty sure he's more of an Italian eatery guy, but we did go to a really swaggy, bougie Italian restaurant that one night, and unfortunately for the people sitting next to us, we had so much fun. 100%, we witnessed a high school first date that was sitting next to us in the booth next to us. It was the greatest thing. We were, oh my god, it was.
Remember, we were waiting to be seated. Remember the dude that was on a date with the vampire chick? Oh, that was freaky, dude.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
this chick looked like. I will say this about that place: the one thing I absolutely remember, besides the vampire chick, the bread was amazing, like fresh.
The food was great. The food really was good. So, yeah. But it was. We were definitely in the. It was more of a definitely a date kind of a thing, and there was about 6 of us that were not feeling that. So.
Yeah, Cycle Camp was asking for like the wine menu and stuff, and we were like, "I have a Coke."
Yep, give me a Coke. Yep.
If I'm ever anywhere and Clover asks for a wine menu, I'm leaving because that ain't Clover. Something's wrong.
No. If Clover asks for a wine menu, you stay and get the camera out.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So
I just want to see him read the names.
Absolutely.
And that's why I don't order wine.
I mean, me too, but I was hoping to watch you do it.
Yeah. 2.2 thousand votes. 49% say Arnie. 33% say Sylvester Stallone. Chuck Norris coming in at a respectable 14%. And I'm fairly surprised that Steven Seagal even got 3%, honestly. I thought that might have been a shutout. I did that quite kind of as a joke. And it got 3%. So I don't know. Maybe people were voting as a joke. I don't know.
The percentage matches his IQ, I think. So that's
I think you're giving a little too much credit.
that's true. That's
A
true.
little too much credit.
I got one for you guys: Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm gonna take Seagal for this, and we'll go around the room for this simple reason. Seagal actually is trained in martial arts. Like, that's legitimate. I don't know this to be true, but I've heard multiple people throughout the years, especially back in the 80s, that say that Van Damme was never an actual fighter of any kind. He was more of a dancer that they kind of taught how to do martial art moves, but he was never like a martial arts true guy. I don't know if that's true or not. But Seagal, as much as we make fun of him, at one point Seagal was a serious badass. Like, I wouldn't fuck with him,
I liked at least in the movies, I liked Seagal's attitude better. He was chill, like he was kind of just a cool, chill. I mean, he'd mess you up, but he would do it while being all cool and chill about it, which was a little bit different than Van Damme.
Yeah. What do you guys think, Chris? Seagal or Van Damme?
I'm going with Seagal just because I love that movie Hard to Kill because Kelly LeBrock was in it.
I was going to say,
was it back in the day?
Did you like Seagal in there, or did you like Kelly LeBrock? Let's just be honest.
I'm going with Kelly.
So you're a big fan of Weird Science as well.
Oh yeah.
In a lot of ways, Weird Science is a great movie, but she's one of the big reasons. Let's be truthful. Ginger, to give some context, Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme were martial artists supposedly in the 80s. You might know Jean-Claude Van Damme from a commercial a couple years ago. After some horrific plastic surgery, he was doing the splits on something during a Super Bowl commercial. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, so you're a little young.
Well, and Steven Seagal is the fat cop from Louisiana.
Oh, that's right, from Louisiana. He's also the fat sheriff from Louisiana. So,
that's where I know him from.
That's where you know him.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to say Van Damme on that one.
Really?
Yeah. Not Seagal. Seagal just he just overacts.
Douchebag, or do you think you think that Van Damme did a better job?
I think Van Damme did a better job, but Seagal overacts in his movies. He goes.
There's no way he could overact, dude. There is no way that Seagals could overact.
Okay, well then the acting is just awful.
I'll take that. That. Yes.
That's
yes.
fair. I got John's back. I'm a big Bloodsport guy.
Bloodsport wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, okay, so
and kickboxing.
I'll say this. If you take Van Damme's best movie and Seagal's best movie, I probably do take Van Damme because I think
you still don't have a good movie.
Huh?
I said you still don't have a good movie.
No, I get it. But I think that Bloodsport was better than anything that Seagal did.
See, I think the screenwriting was better on the Seagal movies.
He says, "Are you fucking kidding me right now? You're gonna go screenwriting?
Just like it was a better movie. It was a better story or whatever.
Under Siege is the only one that was even watchable.
This motherfucker is giving away an Oscar for original screenplay on a show. What the hell is wrong with you?
We're talking about that would never happen because we're talking about two horrible actors in the 80s, man.
You are outside your damn
The best of the worst is still the worst. Come on.
All right, Dolph Lundgren versus either one of them.
Dolph Lundgren.
The
original Punisher.
Big Dolph.
Big Dolph. That's a big son of a bitch, man.
Yeah.
That's a big. I think he's Swedish. I'm like, that guy's just.
He's also like a nuclear physics scientist or some crap.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Dude's smart. Yeah.
He's almost as smart as Clover.
Almost.
Like, I remember when I saw him in Rocky IV. It was the first thing I remembered him. Now I went back and remembered him seeing it, but Rocky IV, I remember. Now I'm like 10 years old, right? Whatever it was. That was the largest human being that I think I've ever seen on screen. Like, that is a beast of a person. Like, he was monster in Rocky IV. Yeah. And he's not even Russian, but he looked like a Russian should be, or a Soviet should have been back then. I like Dolph Lundgren. I do like him. All right. I got one question. We're going to do a fun little thing here. I've been watching some shorts on YouTube, and they kind of do this thing. I kind of like the idea. So we're going to run through this. You get one pick. One pick. Best celebrities. Could be actors, singers, athletes, just a celebrity in general whose name starts with M. And we're going to see who gets the best one. Kyle, we're going to start with you.
Marshall Mathers.
Snap. That's pretty good. Eminem. That's pretty good. That's strong. He's coming out of the gate. All right, Chris, you got to beat Marshall Mathers.
Man, I was scrambling on that. So first thing that popped in my head was Michael Douglas. I don't know why, but that was him.
Douglas.
Well, we're talking about actors, so I just thought.
That's not even a top 5 Michael, dude. What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. It just first one popped in my head.
All right. Well,
I couldn't think anything of him.
All right. Ginger, you going to go with Michael Bolton? I mean,
I was going to go with Margot Robbie, but since he said Michael, I'm going to go Michael Myers.
Okay. Not even a top 5 Michael still. Okay. Fine. You guys are idiots. Kyle, you're whooping their ass right now. I'm just going to say you're in first place still right now. Snob?
I'll be Googling it, Snob.
Oh, well, Googling. All right, Clover, I'll come to you.
He's having trouble. Snob's having trouble with the alphabet now.
No, it just like totally froze. I already have mine. I'll win this, so Clover can go first because I'll win this.
Nah,
all right, Clover, he's throwing the gauntlet down.
He said he's going to win. Go, big boy.
Oh, snap. Here we go.
I came in like a wrecking ball, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Miley Cyrus.
Oh my God, that's great. That's great. I don't even want to answer. I just want to concede at this point because that was such a good answer. I'm done.
Man, I still think M's got to be,
Damn it, Snob stole mine.
Right.
I
Madonna then.
You said anybody. You said public figure or whatever, right? Starts with an M.
Yep.
Michael Jordan, baby.
Okay, Michael Jordan strong.
He's definitely the biggest celebrity. So,
is he though? I'm going to say Michael Jackson.
Oh, you win.
I think there are more people that know Michael Jackson in this world than do Michael Jordan. I'm just
King of Pop, without a doubt, bro. Without a doubt.
I forgot about. I didn't even think about him.
That's what I'm saying. Like Michael Douglas, I'm like, he's not even like in the top 5 Michaels. Like,
the first name. We were talking about actors, and then I'm thinking about him, and I don't know. It just came up.
Michael Myers, like the only Michael Myers that belongs this list is from Halloween, not the actor. Let's just be real about it.
So Kyle has to get points for
Morgan Freeman's
not
pretty strong. Mike says Morgan Freeman. That's a strong one. Madonna would have been a good one. Just saying.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Clove?
Oh, I was just saying, at least Kyle and Snob mentioned somebody that wasn't a Michael. So
I'll give him credit. I'm just surprised that there were 2 Michaels that came before Jackson or Jordan. I'm just saying. Like I'm still floored by Michael Douglas. What are you, fucking 80?
We were talking about movies.
Like seriously, bro. Like what kind of? How did you grow up in life? Like you're watching like Michael Douglas movies. I'm watching.
I like Falling Down. That was a good movie.
Oh, Falling Down was good.
Falling Down was good. I've been there.
Good.
I've been in that place.
I think we all have for a moment in time, and I think if we look at it back and say, yeah, I don't know if I would change a thing that he did. I'd probably handle it the exact same way.
Maybe wear a bulletproof vest at the end.
Well, that probably I would change that. You're right. Going with some street armor on for sure would be a better idea. Matt Damon, come on now.
I'm actually embarrassed that the first one that actually popped in my head was Miley Cyrus.
Somebody said Mickey Mouse out there. That's a pretty solid one.
Now, ooh, that's strong.
Take it over Jackson.
Mickey Mouse is strong.
What about Macaulay Culkin?
How about Matthew McConaughey? All right. Yeah. Marilyn Monroe, that would have been a strong one. Mickey Mantle's a strong. Mr. T.
Oh, I didn't Mickey Mantle. I didn't think Mickey Mantle. Yeah,
good one. That's a good
one.
If you went sports, Mickey Mantle is maybe top 3. M's.
Okay, I would say, don't you say it's number one because Michael
No,
Jordan.
with sports, it's
I
got to
would
be
say
top
Magic
3. Right?
Johnson.
I don't know.
He
I don't
got
think
the
I put
egg.
Magic overall. I don't think I put Magic Johnson above Mickey Mantle. I don't think.
Ooh.
I don't think I can do that.
Ooh.
Magic was good, but
Magic saved the motherfucking NBA, dude. Him and Larry saved the NBA. Muhammad Ali. Ooh, damn.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a hard one to beat too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali. That might be the GOAT. Well, I don't know. Jordan probably still number one. Muhammad's a strong two, maybe.
Yeah.
Lewinsky. Funny.
Second.
That's a name you recognize for sure.
It's a name you recognize.
Wow.
Now, for context, Ginger, Monica Lewinsky was this girl intern.
I know who Monica Lewinsky is.
Yeah,
I was gonna
John
say-
actually is the person they're talking about that in that photo that's going around on Facebook about there's actually 2 people in this picture. That's actually John they're talking about.
I don't have
Wow.
Facebook. I don't miss Facebook either, but I don't get the Facebook references anymore, which I don't mind.
I mean, the only other one I was going to add was Michael Keaton because he was Batman, and that's not even that good.
Michael Keaton's got a lot of pretty good movies.
I mean, I would say Beetlejuice. I mean,
Oh God, love it.
Beetlejuice. I mean, it's a terrible movie.
This with the mostest.
It really, it's a terrible movie, but it's a great movie. It really is.
Yeah.
The bad news is Gizzard's out there and he has no clue what we're talking about for the last 30 minutes. So
Probably. Yeah. He's more into, if we would have said A's, he's, oh, that was my high school buddy, Abraham Lincoln. Yeah.
Right.
So he's looking at, James Madison, James Monroe, like those were his celebrities of his day.
Well, when you picked A, I thought you were going to say Abel, which would have been more accurate.
He ain't that old. Or A, he could call him Adam. I mean, we're going to go back. He's going to call him
Right? How about Attila? Attila was his grade school bully. Was Attila Don?
Oh my God. Morrissey, hell yes. Now we're talking. People don't know who Morrissey is.
Yeah.
Like in a seriously thing, you need to go find out who Morrissey was and go listen to some Smiths for a while. Just you're welcome. You're welcome. We got in an hour and haven't even started talking about our topic. I don't know if we should start our topic or not. This has actually been really fun. You know what? I think we're just going to keep bullshitting. We'll talk. I know Chris came out of his retirement to talk PCCs. I apologize, but I think we might do this. We might actually do PCCs next week because I want to do another one of these. So Chris, I apologize. It's kind of like Jimmy Kimmel says, sorry, Matt Damon, we ran out of time, I will let you do this though. What I do want you to talk about, we're not going to talk PCCs as a topic tonight. Sorry if you guys showed up for that. You guys we're going to continue having a fun conversation for a little bit, but I do want you to bring up real quick, the Buckeye Blast. Is that what it was called? The Buckeye Blast. Go ahead and talk a little bit about that real quick. Cause I know that you had some video out there. Did you shoot in that as well? Or did you just, work?
No, I didn't shoot this one.
Okay.
I shot it a couple years ago, but, yeah, it was awesome. They that was their first major match at that gun range.
Okay.
Man, I mean they were on it. They ran smooth. I talked to a lot of the shooters. They said they're definitely coming back. I think they needed that because they're actually having Carry Optics Nationals there this year. So I think a lot of those guys showed up just to get a feel for that range before nationals. So, they did an excellent job.
Yeah.
They had Da Vinci Machining there, which probably one of the nicest PCCs I've ever got my hands on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then Lead and Steel was there. What's that?
You said Da Vinci?
Yeah, Da Vinci Machining.
Interesting. I never heard of them.
Yeah. And then my good friend Corey Shield, he was actually running that booth. He's the one that has that roller delayed system that you put in your buffer tube now. Man, that's a smooth shooter. So, but we'll talk about that when we do the PC.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm actually just having a fun time talking about this.
I'm having a great time. Yeah.
G23 says we want a refund for the no PCC talk. You just got here, so shut the hell up. Let's see here. Let's go with another one. Celebs that. What's another common letter? S. S. Ginger, you got one?
Sylvester's still on. Just gonna because we were talking about it.
No. That's solid. That's solid. That's a tough one too. That's a good one. When you get one, go ahead and quit Google fooing it. Kyle, you got one? You look like you got something you got to say.
Shakira.
Oh, wow. Hell yeah. Probably the hardest. Oh, man, she's she is so sexy. Okay, so I know that a lot of people are infatuated with Jennifer Lopez. But a few years back, J-Lo and Shakira shared the halftime show of the Super Bowl. And if you weren't walking away saying Shakira is so much hotter than J-Lo, then what were you watching? She was incredible. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Shakira. Yeah.
Wait, y'all could walk away? I had to sit there for a little bit more.
What?
Nothing. You don't want me to repeat it.
Oh, I don't want to stand up. No, I'm going to sit down for a little while. Yeah. Oh, Sandra Bullock. Dude, I shouldn't have said that because I'm going to choose that. That's a pretty good one, though. Clover, who you got?
ScarJo.
Scarlett Johansson. Sure. My wife cannot stand Scarlett Johansson. I don't know why. Sid Vicious. Good call. Sid Vicious, the old Sex Pistols. Good job. Yeah, my wife just cannot stand ScarJo. I don't know why. I don't know what she did to her, but she doesn't like her. Chris, who you got?
I'm going with Stan Lee.
Oh, snap.
Oh, that's top tier.
That's tough, man. Yeah, Stan Lee's that's definitely a tough one. Wow, I didn't even think about that one. Okay. Snob.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson's who's the first one that popped in my head. Not that great.
That's a strong one. That's a strong one.
Especially if you have a Capital One credit card.
Yeah. What's in your wallet?
I was gonna go Snoop Dogg.
That's solid.
I'm a Snoop Dogg guy. So
that's solid.
I think all of those are pretty solid. Stan Lee. What's that?
Somebody out there put Sally Struthers.
Gary awesome. Mother's Brothers. That's only because Gary watched it when he was a kid,
Right, yeah.
Mother's Brothers. He also said Sade. Now, in context, Ginger, Sade was a singer in the 80s that sang Smooth Operator. So that's Sade, in case Marcus with Sally Struthers. That's pretty strong.
Oh, Mike out there is Sean Connery.
Oh, I didn't think about Sean Connery. Hell yeah.
We all missed. We missed a big one. Shaq. We missed Shaq.
Yeah.
Did we miss Shaq?
Physically the big one.
He is a big one.
Hard to miss Shaq.
Yeah.
Steve McQueen. That's a solid one.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Yeah. Sean Connery. That's definitely a tier one. It's definitely a tier one name, though, Sean Connery. Just to take James Bond out of it, he still had a Hall of Fame career without being James Bond. Let's just be honest.
Like Celebrity Jeopardy.
Oh, Celebrity Jeopardy.
Oh, my God. Yes. Yeah.
All right. I know we'll agree. Clover and I both agree. What's the greatest episode of Celebrity Jeopardy that you could ever have?
The Tom Hanks.
The Tom Hanks, hands down. If you have it,
oh yeah,
God,
Doug.
Yeah, Doug, you all right?
You all right? Yeah.
Oh shit, things get ready to go downhill. What's up?
I don't know what you're talking about. Why you gotta talk to me like that?
Just out of just normalcy, honestly.
That's a true story.
Susan Sarandon, Sonny Bono. Jesus Christ, Gary. Like, we know you're old, but you're not helping yourself here.
Sonny Bono.
Senator Sonny Bono. Dead Senator Sonny Bono.
Shawn Michaels, if you're a wrestling fan.
Shawn Michaels. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. Rockers with the tag team, Marty Jannetty and the Rockers in the 80s, and then went solo, was Intercontinental Champion forever, and then worked his way up. Yeah, part of D-Generation X.
I was getting late in
That's
high
right,
school.
baby. Got 2 words for you.
I was into girls instead of wrestling.
Kyle knows what I'm talking about, though.
Oh
I
yeah.
know exactly where
Everyone
Clover's
knows
going.
this. I don't know where that came from, but everyone knows this, you know. For me, it was what was the bowler that always did that? The crazy ass bowler back in the 90s that always I don't know. I can't remember his name. That dude was hilarious. He had some funny shit. All right, we're gonna come in here. Chase, you get one choice. Who's the best celebrity singer, actor, athlete that starts with an S?
Shaq.
Go away.
I'm gonna wrong. Just because of our conversation the other night, Shaq.
I understand. I get it, but come on. Best celebrity that starts with an M.
For me, it's Michael Schumacher.
I'd take Michael Douglas over Michael Schumacher. I'm just saying.
That's the reason you're wrong, and I'm not.
That's probably true. Yeah, Chris, by the way, Christmas 7, Chris said Michael Douglas. He had himself a little moment there and pulled out, of all the people in the world, he pulled out a Michael that wasn't even in the top 10 Michael. I mean,
Yeah, it's Jordan and Schumacher. That's pretty much the top 2
I
Michaels.
had Michael Jackson, bro. That's pretty tough.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson
Definitely beat
but
Schumacher.
Michael Jackson's
I'm not down with diddling little boys.
Michael Douglas is. Let's be honest. Michael Jackson's Monkey was more famous than Michael Douglas.
It's true.
Maybe for not the right reasons, but it was,
It's not the
snap.
it's not the king of pop. No, it's the little boy. He.
Yeah. So Patriot out there through the S is throughout Sinatra. To recap, John, Frank Sinatra was.
Listen, I'm Italian. God damn it! Stop it.
Shut your mouth. You are anything but Italian.
I didn't know Italians had a lot of squirrel.
I've never seen a ginger Italian. Have you? Did they kill him?
See one now.
Didn't they kill him off in The Godfather pretty quickly? The ginger redhead Italian.
Where's the foreigner in Italy? Anywhere? Just curious.
That's
my.
That's Farnarelli to you. It's Farnarelli to you. Call him the Farns.
The Farns.
That's what hot yoga calls them.
Hey. Now, Defense Dad's he's taking a little offense to my shit. He said that Michael Douglas was a big actor in the 80s. Did you even 80s, man? Come on now.
I mean, I saw your selections, but did anybody say Danny Glover and Mel Gibson in the 80s? Come on, man.
But were they action stars though?
I mean, Lethal Weapon.
Was it an action movie?
Yeah, Lethal Weapon was 100% an action.
Both it was an action movie, but what other movies were they in?
Danny Glover did Witness. That was an action movie.
Lethal Weapon was a Christmas movie.
Technically, Predator 2 was filmed in '89, so that's still an '80s movie.
I didn't say. I said Predator. The original Predator stands up to a lot of things.
Yeah, but Predator 2 has the slaughterhouse with all the 4th trimester abortions in it. So
he had to get it in.
Had to.
By the way, Mike said he's coming to Phoenix and want to do a range day with him, John. So you guys need to hook up and take care of that. I think you should get one, and I think that absolutely needs to happen. I think a cool video of you guys hanging out in the range in Phoenix. 100%.
Hey, John,
I'll be watching for it.
You want me to send Paul out there too? Because he likes going to Arizona because his son's out there. So that's perfect. You can have Paul and Mike together.
Oh hell yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, you guys have a regular range day.
Absolutely.
Great. We just got in the middle of the desert. Wait, never mind. I'm gonna say it.
Wow.
Trying to make some Rat Pack there stuff there, sir?
Wow.
I believe so.
3 men come in, 1 man leaves.
I mean,
I got my money on
correct.
Paul.
I do too, by the way. Even with half a heart, I still take Paul.
Me 3.
He's got a whole heart. It's just half of it is pig. Right.
Okay, technically he does have a full heart. It's just it's now outsourced. So
He can't go to like overseas now because he's not halal. So that dream's gone.
Jesus, Chase comes in and the show just goes.
Oh my God! Is that why he doesn't go to Turkey anymore?
That's why he's not allowed. Yeah.
They can't shake his hands. Jesus.
I'm gonna put a poster of Miss Piggy up in the red room.
We are gonna get shut down before you know it. Chase and I became cool on the day I interviewed him about the 2011s, right, Chase? I mean, by the way, that was a great interview. I think
That was an interesting day.
Stellar job, man. Keep up the good work. I think
Ghost needs to help you on your next interview like that. Like it could be a tag team.
We could work that way. The only thing that I worry about with Mike's video is the 27-minute intro. You might want to cut that down. That's just some critique I'm giving you. The 27-minute montage of the gun.
Well, when he goes and visits John in Arizona, John's really good at editing stuff, so he can show him how to
This
do
is
it.
true. This is John will hook you up.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Yep, absolutely. No, I think that should
He can
happen.
even teach you how to get found on the internet also.
And you know what, Mike? He can also help you with any SEO questions that you have to ask. He can hook you up with SEO.
He's the SEO G.I. Joe. He's also pretty good at To Catch a Predator, too, I hear.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Lord.
He did say he wants to hunt some predators. He did mention that.
But he has to do it with an Anderson and a gold Gersano. Just for giggles now.
Agreed.
We could probably make a gold AR happen too, could we not, Mike? Kyle?
Most definitely. We can make that.
Well, now you just spoiled next month's Saracota of the month. Good job.
Thanks, Ghost.
Send it to me. I'll be popular at the border with a gold AR.
Paper for a case.
I mean, what do you think would be cooler at the border? A gold regard or a gold high power?
High power.
Is the regard
I think so,
38
too.
super?
Jim, that's the thing.
I'm gonna go high power at this point.
I would say a high power is like really cool, like El Jefe grips.
Yeah, because you could do a lot with that. Yep, I might have to go there. Gary's sick. He says he forgot the most famous celebrity ever, Snob. I think Sarge might be a little upset with you on that one, Gary.
Fuck Sarge.
Hey, whatever happens in y'all's houses, that's between the two of you. Don't judge. Holy shit. Hour and 13 minutes, and we have gotten nothing accomplished in this show.
I just
Absolutely
saw
nothing.
your comments, and good God Almighty, Sinbad and Shakira.
Sinbad. I didn't say Sinbad, did I?
No, you didn't, but it's in your comments. Good Lord, that's the most famous ass y'all came up with.
I didn't see Sinbad. Shakira, don't you say a word about my girl Shakira.
Hey, I love Shakira. I'm not even ashamed to admit it.
Oh, I'm very upfront about it.
Yeah, those hips don't lie. I'm just saying.
They don't. Hey, Sinbad was awesome for like 3 months.
He was. We were talking. I don't know how the hell we got on Sinbad. Was that me and you, Chase? Who was that? Was that me and Clover?
I think it's yeah. Yep.
Necessary roughness and Sinbad.
Necessary roughness, and then we start going down the old Sinbad road. Sinbad had luckily for Sinbad, he capitalized in that couple years that he was around. He was in a bunch of movies in a couple years.
Wait,
None of them were good, but he got paid.
Sinbad was the dude who was the genie, right?
So context, Sinbad.
Oh my god!
I thought he was a sailor.
Hey Chase, did you ever have the game Shaq Fu?
No, but I know exactly what game you're talking about.
Yeah, we would tear that up on Sega Genesis back in the day.
Sega, oh my god! So
see, John, the Sega Genesis was a really cool gaming console.
Well, Genesis is what you had to get at first to get Mortal Kombat. See,
yes,
was the issue with Genesis because
it
was too graphic. You couldn't get it on any other platform. So
yeah.
So
we were given a Sega Genesis in the barracks. Actually, we weren't given. Whoever was in our barracks room before us left it for us, and a multitude of games. We had what was the football game that was Bo Jackson just destroyed everybody?
Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl. So Tecmo Bowl and Mortal Kombat. There was another one. Maybe I don't remember what it was, but dude, if you're played Mortal Kombat drunk off your ass, it's really fun. Just saying.
Dude, Mortal Kombat is to this day still my jam. I love it. Like, Kyle would definitely get this. Like, I remember buying a Game Gear just so I could play Mortal Kombat like on the road, and you would kill 6 AA batteries in like 15 minutes, but you didn't care because I had color and your Game Boy sucked.
Yeah, but I could sit there and play Tetris all day.
You could, and I could not, but I still loved it.
You'd still be a gay boy, but it's okay.
I know. I had Legend of Zelda too. Come on.
That's just helping the cause, everybody.
You're not helping yourself at all. Real quick, there is a serious question, then we'll get back to whatever the hell this is we're doing.
Quit with serious
Marcus, question. I know, right?
It's
Marcus,
not serious because he talks about 40 cal, so that's automatically out.
So we're gonna strike that. But you said, I know you guys are going to talk PCCs, but one question: what's your favorite caliber to shoot PCC? 9, 45, or 10? I only because he shoots all of but 10. Go through there. I know Kyle. You guys have a pretty sweet PCC, but for your preference, do you have a caliber in a PCC that you like?
10 millimeter.
Nice. Could 10 millimeter be the answer to basically any caliber question?
It's the 42 of calibers. Come on.
It is the 42 of calibers. At least pistol calibers for sure. Chris, I know you shoot 9 in competition. Is that what you prefer, like in normal?
Yeah, I like 9 and 10's fun though.
Oh, 10's fantastic. Ginger. PCCs are called pistol caliber carbines.
I think it's a PCP.
Different just having here.
Oh, I heard High Point just came out with a new one. It's in 30 super carry.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was.
I'm going to just say 9 because that's all I've really shot in the PCC.
I get it, and I understand the joke, but for context out there, people, don't let anyone ever shame a High Point carbine. Like, seriously, if you've never shot one and people are trying to shame you because it's a High Point, they're a little heavy and all that. High Point carbines are legit. So treat yourself into go shooting a High Point carbine. Don't just dismiss it because it's High Point. Their carbines are pretty damn good. Snob, what about you? Are you talking like some fucking weird ass hit caliber?
I'm not Clover. I'm going to go 9 because I own 2 9 PCCs. Oh,
Clover.
Wait. I could go 357 because my Henry is 357 Magnum.
Oh,
and that is a PCC.
Clover's
but
got a couple
9
C's now. I think you've got one of Anderson's 9s, don't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you got a 45 and something. I can't remember what that was.
Yeah, it's a pistol, but I got an X-Tar, an EP45, so still playing around with it. That's right. Yeah,
so do you still out? I mean, I know that you've worked with PCCs before they were PCCs, but I mean, like, do you have Favorite caliber? Is it
He's going to say 44.
7.62 by 25.
You
fucking
stole mine. Good God.
horses?
It's pretty sweet. So everybody has said 10, and so if I can't say 10, and a lot of people have already said 10, which is really nice, then yeah, 7.62 by 25 and a carbine is just it's pretty awesome. I mean, that's a submachine gun round straight up. So
Chase, go for it.
Well, I mean, since he stole Tokarev from me in a PPS H-41, I did briefly have a PS-90. That's technically a pistol caliber.
It is.
It is.
Yep.
I mean, my
It is.
favorite's obviously still 9mm because it makes all the sense. But I have on 9s and 45s and 5.7 and Tokarev and
All right, so let's
economically 9mm.
let's go through the room, and we're just gonna cut like a rapid fire to set up next week. We'll start with Chase. In your mind, most famous PCC. Like what's the GOAT of PCCs?
MP5, no questions asked.
Okay, Clover. He's having to look at PCCs.
No, I'm not.
Fucking lever gun. What the hell we're still talking about here?
Does the Uzi count?
100% it does.
Oh yeah, dude. No. What we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, absolutely it does. Snob. Uzi's tough. That's a tough one to beat. Snob.
I mean, those are all tough. I mean, those are all good, but that is tough to beat. But the Ruger 44 carbine is an old school PCC.
Okay. All right.
Deer stalker.
I'll that's solid. That's a solid one that most people probably wouldn't think about. Pretty good one. Chicago says the SIG MPs. I thought you were hated SIG. So, John, what about you?
Because Clover took the Uzi, I'm going to go Mac 10.
Oh snap, Mac 10, pretty good one. Chris.
I hate to follow what Chase said. Man, the MP5 is just amazing.
Kyle.
It's that one gun I never turned down to shoot. Like
No. Hey, you're preaching to the choir here, homie. Kyle.
Mac 11? Nah, P90.
P90, solid. Love the P90. I'm gonna say the MP5. I am disappointed that the Thompson was not brought up by anybody.
Yeah, but anybody's ever shot a Thompson understands how
I
much
get it. That's the OG.
You've got to hold the dang thing up.
I agree that
I'm not saying I'm not saying it's great to shoot. I'm just saying that's the OG PCC, man. The Thompson started the game, you know.
But it's not, man. The Schmeiser is.
Oh, here we go.
I don't even know what the hell that is. I'm not gonna lie.
The German MP40. That is the go. That's the
Oh,
OG
okay.
sub gun.
You do chase a good German.
Back-to-back world champs.
We all know I like the crowd stuff. It's all right.
He does. He does. I don't think anything takes the MP5 though.
I mean, an MP5 is an updated Schmeiser, so of course it's amazing.
So second place might be the MP7. Let's just say, you know.
I really hope that
Clover. I agree 100%. By the way,
we should try to make that happen.
We really should.
I really hope the Tommy Built Tactical MP7 rumors are going to be true next year. Because I'll buy an MP7 for no reason other than I need an MP7.
Who doesn't? You know. All right. Jesus. I'm going to give Chase since he came in last.
You don't ever give Chase his own segment.
No, I've got. You know, I'm not even going to give it to him. I want to give Chase opportunity to talk about EA, but I have a bad feeling where this is going to go. So, Chase, keep it clean. What's going on EAA?
Busy, man. The tip-ups are shipping. MC-14Ts are hitting the wild. It is balls to the wall right now trying to get those things out in the market. But there's some interesting things on the horizon. So I'll just tell you to stay tuned. I'm not going to give too much away, but
no, I understand.
It's been a productive last couple of weeks.
Well, if you would quit pulling a Springfield and sending them out to every swinging person that makes a video on the internet, you might actually have a few there you could sell to people.
I know, right?
Just saying.
I don't see you giving yours up.
That was a joke, man.
I know.
They don't vomit product like some of these
No, I
companies.
don't.
No
asked me
shit,
to.
really. He could, but he doesn't.
I've gotten over. I know between me and Omar, we've gotten well over 150 requests for NC.
I figured it'd be more than that. Honestly, I really did.
Knowing Omar, I wouldn't go by the numbers he told you.
That's true story.
Just saying.
He uses that Colombian numbering system. So
he gets the 4s and the 5s and the dates wrong. I'm just saying.
He doesn't count normally. He counts in like grams and things, and he just messes it all up.
I know a guy who counted in grams.
Drug dealers don't count, bro. Okay.
Hey, Chase.
Chase. Omar, when I say do it for the gram, that's not what I meant.
Your crack dealer doesn't count, homie.
Yeah.
Hey, Chase.
Yo.
How's the new EA captive bolt pistol coming?
I mean, we're making strides on that. I want to make sure it's got to be a good, ethical, clean kill. So the stuff they're using right now.
Get it out of your fucking systems. At this point, no one's listening anyways. Come on.
So I want to make sure. I mean, we're talking about cute little baby calves.
It's gonna be the PC-40.
Son of a bitch. I'm getting letters from PETA weekly, bro. I'm just saying. PETA is raiding my email inbox.
Well, they are tasty animals, so.
All right.
Would it be helpful if I shaped it like an MP5?
Not really. No.
Awesome.
Mike's doubling down on EAA and Beretta taking over. EAA is already starting to take over. Beretta hasn't designed anything new in 30 years, homie. I love Beretta. They gave up on innovation years ago. They can't take over with just making something different and calling it a Gen 5, M9. That's not innovating.
The last time they tried to innovate was the Pico, and we saw how that worked out.
They're the oldest arms company on the planet, and they absolutely 100% do nothing but ride that name. Unfortunately,
and I'm a Beretta person.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be the first one to admit I love a lot of Beretta guns. I have several Beretta guns. I'm a Beretta shotgun guy as far as over-unders go. But we're talking about PCCs. Dude, the Storm is one of the most terrible things ever hit the market.
You shut your mouth.
Have you shot one?
I own one, homie.
No, that's the problem. Can you hit the broadside of a barn with it?
Yeah, but I'm a good shot, Holmes.
Yeah, well, see, that's the majority of the population is not. And literally, when a high point carbine outshoots it for a fourth of the money, that's a problem.
What the hell is your problem?
I've got a high point that looks like a Storm, sort of.
Yeah, and it shoots better than the Storm does too.
Clover can't hit the broadside of his barn either, but
that's why I use a shotgun. Thank you very much.
The motherfucker went up in flames. He hit it once and burned the bitch down.
Hey, we got the first of 3 checks today. Speaking of that,
just rode a train on it.
Just saying, the first of 3 checks came in today.
Would you get about $17?
I'm not going to disclose that. On there.
He's
I'll have all kind of people. I'll have all kind of people contacting me wanting a loan.
He's like, I got enough to cover one of my cases of clays.
Right.
Oh my god!
No, I mean, in all seriousness, though, that guy. I mean, I had a lot of high hopes for the Storm when it came out.
And I love the Storm. I've had zero problems with. No, it's been a few years I shot, but I've had zero problems with mine.
I haven't shot one built in the last probably 8 or 10 years because the taste in my mouth was that bad from the first one.
Yeah, I don't know what year. It's been at least 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, this was later 2000s, when the Storm family first came out, like all of them, the pistols, carbine, everything.
I've got a PX4 and the CX4. I've got a pistol.
You had
and
it. You were shooting a match and you barreled down the interstate, and I met you. And remember that we ate it. I think it was the first time we ever met. Like,
oh yeah, I was coming back from a. I was
and
coming
you
back.
had it then. I know you had it then.
Yeah. I did, yeah. Oh, I've had this one for golly, a long time. But yeah, I've got a PX4 and the CX4, so I got the pistol and the carbine, and I've never had a problem. Now, I'm not saying they're my favorite by any means, but I've never had I've never had a problem with them.
I will.
Now, I'm not saying the trigger is amazing, but I mean, you know, I can hit a freaking 6-inch steel, you know.
I'll say this though, that is talking about PCCs. That's a perfect point to make. Is no matter who the company is or how good they may be at something, PCCs are harder to make right than people think they are.
Oh yeah, 100%, and that's definitely going to be a topic we talk about next week. And I think that's why it probably took so long for me to get around. Was it took a while probably to figure the shit out. It's not like you can just put a 9mm, you know, mold a 9mm lower with a barrel and just say, hey, we got a carbine. What? Oh, okay. Truth. Not wrong. So anyways, yeah. Ginger. Who are you gonna who you plugging tonight, big boy?
Wow, there we go. Again, Southeastern Guide Dogs. The event's coming up May 20th, and
it's coming up here pretty soon, isn't it?
And here in Ohio, or there in Ohio. So make sure that you show up. If you need any information, feel free to reach out. I know I talked to Kyle about some donations, so Kyle is glad to have him on board for the event, and anybody else. So would love for you guys to come out and support them. Again, they're a 501c3 that gives guide dogs to veterans and their families, free of charge, free health care for the life of the dog, free food, free everything, and then they get a new dog once that dog has retired. So it's a great organization to support.
And for people out there that may not know how much money goes into training one of these dogs, it's not like you can just go down to, you know, this humane society, pick up a dog and say, here you go, here's a service dog for you or whatever. Like it's incredibly long training for those dogs. Not difficult, they don't torture them, but I mean it's very specialized training that they get. It costs a lot of money for these dogs to go through that training, so they need all the money they can get. So
just so you guys understand, last year, just in 2 events, we raised about $40,000. That was enough to sponsor 2 dogs. That's it.
I would say 2 dogs. The average is about $20,000 a dog. Yeah.
So we're trying to sponsor as many dogs as we possibly can because, you know, it's going for a good, worthy cause. And, you know, that's what we really want to, you know, go with and support those people down there in Tampa.
Absolutely. I obviously can't be there. If I could do anything, like, I mean, I could make a donation, just money donation, but like, let me know. We'll talk, John. But I mean, yeah, there's a couple great dogs. There's Spike's K9 that does a great job. There's several of them that do. They're in the dog world. Mike Ritland, you guys are familiar with the Mic'd Up podcast. Mike is he's a team guy, and but he's into he was a handler with the teams, I think. But he does a lot of stuff with the dogs as well. So yeah, great. Anything you can do with the doggies. I'm a big dog guy. So, yeah. Snobby, what do you got going on? Anything?
Go find a mute button. No, I got videos coming.
Okay. You put something out, it was a couple days ago. What was it that I saw?
What did I put out? Oh, I put a Stern Defense video out the other day.
That's what it was. How's that thing?
On my rabbit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty sturdy and pretty cool.
Yeah. That's an interesting question. This is a legit question. Our buddy Patriot out there, he is visually impaired. He's a Marine buddy, visually impaired. He says guide dogs or service dogs. Do they work with guide dogs, John? Do you know?
They do both. So they'll do a class of guide dogs and a class of service dogs. So
And
they'll
who-
train them different.
Do you have a website? Maybe Patriot. He's in Michigan. I think he's some.
It is. Hold on. I'll find the website and be right back.
Yeah, Patriot for real. They do guide dogs. He's gonna get the email for you, so that could be interesting for you, brother. For sure. Columbus, what you got going on?
Tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, we'll have my chat, and I'm trying to get some people over to Spectre Solutions. He just popped out there in the side chat. He's doing a stream on Thursday nights at 9 Eastern. We've been having a lot of fun over there. He's been getting a lot of really good guests. So
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what I got going on. Thanks for having me on again, man. Had a great time.
Yeah, you're always. I'm sorry you came on. We pulled you out of retirement, or at least your break to talk about PCCs. We got you good because we didn't even talk about them.
That's all right.
But we'll talk about them next week for sure. Guidedogs.org. Guidedogs.org. If one of my what do you call them? People that can put links out there. What are they called? Not my admins, but
Moderators.
Moderator, a mod. If my mods could put www.guidedogs.org out in the chat, and all that. But yeah, Patriot guidedogs.org. They're in your neck of the woods somewhere close. But that would be, well, even if you like to donate, but I'm thinking if you're interested in a guide dog, that could be kind of cool if you need it, if you're thought about that as well. Anyways, real quick before we bring Kyle in and Clover in, Ghost, what's a good optic for 7mm bolt action? I don't speak FUD, bro, but let's turn it over to a couple of the guys that do. Optics for 7mm bolts. Clover, Chase, Snob, any of you freakers that know what you're talking about? Kyle,
7mm what?
08 or Magnum?
08 mag STW.
I'm just literally going by
757.
what the question says. 7mm bolt action.
Really
Let's
need to know
go
what
08
it
because
is.
that's the best 7mm.
Is that the most common? Is 08?
Probably not. Probably 7 mag's probably more common,
7
but
mag's
7mm
probably more
08's
common.
better.
Yeah, 708 is literally a 308 neck down.
Okay. Thank you, Gary, by the way. I appreciate it. He says 08. So 08, what's a good optic for an 08?
For a hunting optic, hands down, if you want bang for the buck, Swarovski Z3, nothing crazy. I'm not telling somebody to go buy a Z6 or Z8.
I understand.
But a Z3 for 1250.
Good. I can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a Swaro
You can
Z3
find
for
one that's on the
1250.
used market. You can find one on the used market on eBay. It's still probably going to be freaking amazing.
They're talking. I mean, you're looking at a $1,000 to $1,300 scope. However, you have an optic that's built for lifetime, got a lifetime warranty. They'll absolutely take care of it.
And the
Low
company
light, you can still see. Hands down, I've sold so many of those things over the years. It's not funny, and they'll never fail you.
Yep. Great company. Great company.
All
Any
right,
other?
so I have a 7mm 08, and
Okay.
I'm a poor. So mine has a Vortex Diamondback 4 to 12 on it, and that is absolutely perfect for it. And it's like $250 because I'm poor.
You said the Vortex what?
Diamondback.
Diamondback. There you go. Okay. There you go. Clove, Chase. I mean, Kyle, John, Chris. Anyone? 7mm 08.
I run a Sturka. I know several people that do. I've recommended them out of the shop a bunch of different times, but a Sturka 4 to 16 by 44.
Okay.
I'm liking the optics from Tract Optics. They're the guys who used to run the optics division for Nikon. They started their own company, so it's good stuff. Whatever they said for magnification, I just like the glass.
Japanese glass, I'm assuming, if you're going with the old Nikon.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep. Nice. Mike says waiver price for a scope, homie. You have no idea.
Dude, that's a hill I will die on all day. Like
A
I will.
$1,400 scope is not even on like the low side of what you could get.
Your optic, unless you got a really nice higher end rifle, your optic should absolutely cost more than the rifle did. We're talking hunting rifles, precision rifles, not ARs and things like that. If you're talking about something that you're hunting with, you got a
Or
$500, $700, $1,000 optic on top of that is not overpriced by any means.
Yep.
I've
Absolutely.
literally put $4,000 plus optics on $400 rifles. What do you want to shoot? You can't shoot what you can't see.
There's a joke in somewhere.
A lot of it depends on range too, and our range around here is not super long, and so honestly, it doesn't take a whole lot.
Yeah. So Clover's in the same ballpark I am, like where we, southeastern hunting tends to be in
100 yards to 200 yards
in.
Oh yeah, a couple of hundred is pushing it.
Yeah.
Hardwoods. You might have a food plot or a cutover or a power line or something, but because of that, you're hunting in low light situations. You're hunting early in the morning, late in the evening. Light gathering and ability to see matters. And
let's hit on that for just a second, because your objective is one of the things that gives you more light coming in. So, even if you are budget minded, you're like, I can't spend $1,000, I can't spend $600 or $800 or whatever. Go with the biggest objective you can possibly get for the money.
Now,
I just
go ahead. No, I was just
going
saying.
to ask them. I don't understand.
The gerbils need to start running again, man. You're lagging. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't know how y'all are deer hunting, but where I come from, you don't need to gather light. You provide your own light with a spotlight.
That's true.
Well, we can't give away all those secrets now. Come on.
Oh.
Let's be honest. The best thing for deer hunting is a thermal, but they frown on that.
That's the reason you coyote and hog hunt. And just, if a deer happens to get in the way.
He ran right out and I was shooting at a pig. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Slickback says 250 to 300 yards, if that gives any help. So, now Mike's getting a little offended. He says, so you're saying my Vortex Venom is not a good for any of my Ruger Precision. The Vortex Venom is not a bad scope.
I'll say it as a precision rifle whore. If you're putting a Vortex Venom on anything you're going to consider as a quote unquote precision rifle, you might as well just hang it up right there.
Yeah, that's a negative.
I was going to say, if you're going to shoot competition with it, or
if you're going to really push it out, especially.
Yeah, distance is going to be an issue to begin with, depending on what you got. But say most people think 500 or 600 yards is long distance, and let's just use that as your point, because that's the beginning of long range shooting. Really,
I would say 600. I'll give you 5.
Yeah,
I'll give you 5 is the bare minimum for what is considered long range shooting.
Absolutely, 100% agree. And something you got to be able to track and dial correctly. A $200 scope ain't going to track and dial correctly. That's just economics of scale. It doesn't work that way. You got to have quality optics. If you're going to run a Vortex, that's fine. Run an upper end Vortex. Buy a Viper.
Vortex is good, but the Venom for that. Now, if that's what you could afford at this point, and that's what's in that price range, I would say you could look at some Bushnell stuff that would be pretty salty. I would say Athlon's got some good stuff in that price point that might be better than the Venom, just from experience. I'm not saying that the Venom's bad, but at that price point, there's still others in that price range that are probably going to have better glass than Vortex.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you one that if people can find it, and I bet Clover remembers these. Back in the mid 2000s, before they got a cease and desist from a certain rather large optic company, Nikon had a tactical. It was the Nikon tactical. They made it. It was a 32, 50 objective. That thing was one of the best precision optics you could get for the money, because they were like $500-600 new, and they're floating. I've still seen them floating around the used market for a few $100s. They're absolute tanks. You can't hurt them. You can't kill them. They'll still service them to this day, and there's companies out there that will service them now. If you can find one of those, it's legitimately a reverse engineered Mark IV.
Really?
Yeah, and they're pretty solid little optics. I had one that was
interesting,
fantastic. Sold it off and wish I'd had it back, just because.
Bet you do.
for an extra one laying around or putting it on a play toy, it's perfect for it.
Yep. No, we're not. We're not putting you down, Mike. We're just saying that there's a lot of people. I might be the least experienced with the long game, and I've got a decent amount of experience in my lifetime. Competition, I've only had a couple years now, but I'm probably the least experienced person with long range stuff and on this panel. And we're just trying to sit there and say, look, there's if you're starting out and all that, that's great, but the goal shouldn't be to get a Vortex Venom. It should be something else.
Just realize what you have, right? Like, just realize like, I am not an optics snob. The vast majority of my optics are sub 500, hands down, if not sub 300 or 200. So,
well, I'm not going that,
but I realize what they are.
$900 Athlon on my competition rifle, and I love it. I mean, Athlon put some good stuff out there. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. There's a lot of good stuff out there for good prices.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. There's this lady that keeps emailing me, and I keep ignoring her email.
Who? Kim?
Her name's like Annie Lou. No, her name's Annie Lou, and she's got these Discovery scopes. Their first focal plane.
Discovery.
And they're like, yeah, they're classy.
$89.99 probably or something.
I don't know. I told her never to email me again. She just told me she was sending me one for review on Amazon. Like, no, you're not.
I'll throw in some legitimate knowledge. I mean, I've sold a ton of optics over the years. I've sold a ton of rifles over the years. And I won't say I'm an optics snob, but I do. I know what I like. I mean, I have cheap stuff too, but
it's not a bad thing. But I
know what I like. I am an optics snob. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I do have cheaper optics on things too, but on serious precision rifles, I'm not playing around. But here's the thing: I can make a rifle function better. I can't make an optic work better.
That's fair.
Buy the best glass you can possibly afford.
Yep. Don't
spend your money right off the bat on the rifle. Spend your money on the glass, because it'll always be there. The rifle, you can build up to what you really want it to be.
You can find yourself a really solid base Remington or Savage rifle is a really good base for, let's say, $600, $700. Take the extra $500 that you were willing to spend on the rifle, add that to whatever you were going to spend on the optic, and there you can at least start going down that road. Speaking of roads, just got a video be coming out this weekend. Be a fun video as well. Clover has an idea of what it's going to be, but got a new rifle in the last week since our last show. We got the old Anderson AR AM10 Ranger Gen 2 308 gas gun. I was talking with a buddy of mine, Cole, who runs long range tactics out in Utah and is big in the long range game and all that. I was talking a little bit with him today, back and forth, and said I'm going to go start doing some gas gun division, which is 308. Less than 3,200 feet per second in the ammo and stuff like that. So it's a fun little division that I can't wait. So shout out Anderson. Get the new Ranger in. It's really awesome. And I want to say that maybe Kyle built it himself. I don't know if he did.
I don't know. Look at him. He just smiles and it just falls apart whenever he shoots.
I'm a little, but no, just it's awesome. Spectre out there says, well, before this will be the last question, I swear. Then we're going to get with Kyle and Clover, let them close it out. What's the panel's go-to brand for scopes? So that's a very, very broad question. So I'm gonna take this question and say, either for competition or hunting, for precision, what's your go-to brand for scopes? Kyle, what about you?
Not a competition shooter, but some of the nicest optics I've ever got my hands on were Burris.
Bursts are sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Chris, go-to brand for scopes.
I've never shot past 400 yards until I went down there to Dead Zero a couple months ago. I gotta say, I was really super impressed with that Athlon I got. But,
Okay.
But I've shot better scopes.
Yeah. Do you remember which one it was?
Mine is they quit making it. It's a discontinued scope. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Is it one of the HDs or the?
It's an 832 by 56.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, man, because I've never even looked through a scope at 1,000 yards, and
yeah,
it was pretty impressive. But it was, I think when I bought it, it was $700, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good glass. But I've shot Night Force and
Athlon on my sniper rifle, so yeah. I mean, you know,
I like Athlon. I do
too. I do too. Clover, I know you're a Bull fan.
I mean, I don't.
You have been.
I don't. I can't answer that. I can't really answer that question. I don't necessarily have a favorite. Just depends on
top of your head. If you could sit there and say, what's one of the best scopes that you remember seeing, like looking through, and say, man, that's really nice.
Again, loophole.
That's solid.
But again, I go back to there's so many optics manufacturers out there, and I can guarantee you I can start rattling off through the list, and the vast majority of people would have never heard of probably half of them, and they make good stuff.
Probably. I'd be one of those people for sure.
Yeah. So, you know, get the right scope for the right job that fits your budget. Like that's my brand, whatever that is.
No, I get it. Snob. Hamster delay.
I'm muted. No, I'm muted again. I was talking.
I'm just joking.
I have all sorts of different brands. I used to love my Nikons, but you know they're I think in the past now.
It's a shame. It's not a shame because Nikon was really salty, like really good.
But John knows the guys that have them that used to be there, so you know there you go. Yeah. But for cheap, like reasonably priced, decent scopes is the Freedom line from Leupold. Just for a hunting rifle, they're great. Yep. And I've got a few of the cheap Vortexes that are like $250 as Diamondbacks. They're fine too. Yep. Just on a cheap bolt action. I'm not an optic snob like some people.
No, I hear you.
Helos. The Helos is the one that I got.
And
Helos. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
For my precision rifles, I only use Simmons 3x9s, by the way.
Ginger.
I'm gonna have to say Tracked again. I mean, they're you're not gonna find them in store. They go direct, so they have no dealers. They have nothing. They're trying to keep their costs down, but for the money, and especially since they're the old Nikons, they're worth every penny.
Yeah. No, I get it. Chase, you got one that's just your go-to. If you were putting together the dream rifle, what's your go-to scope?
I mean, it's like Clover. It's application based, depending on who I go with. But if I had to pick one brand that I can do everything with, be it hunting, be it precision, it's going to be the Swario Collis family because I can do a little bit of everything. I am a rather large Night Force fan, own several. You know, it's all for me. It's all application based. Yeah. I mean, I'm not putting an 8-32 ATACR on a 22. You know, it just depends on what you're doing with it.
Yeah. I learned, and it was obviously because I didn't have a choice, but it's because of military contracts. But when I learned long range shooting with the 308, we used Leupold. So I always have a special place in my heart for Leupold. That said, the first time I ever hit 1,000 yards was with Night Force, and the first time I ever hit at a mile was US Optics. And I'll tell you this much: I was supremely impressed with the US Optics stuff.
Oh, dude, old US Optics, like the old SM3s and stuff, fantastic scopes.
But I think that, I mean, there's so many of them. I think every, let's be honest, and we were kind of shitting on, jokingly shitting on the Vortex, which we're not really doing. I would say this: any optics company that's been around for at least 10 years, 15 years, that has made it through and continue to have it, they're all going to have a quote unquote budget line. Now, some of their budgets still might be $1,200 versus $300, but still for them, it's a budget line. But even like the Bush Snells of the world and the Vortex, they're going to have their high end, and their high end is pretty good. So, you know, I'm a big Bushnell guy, but I would probably say, just for me, because it's what I learned to shoot on, was Loophole. You know, I love me some Night Force. I love me some US Optics. I once again, I have to go back to what I learned how to shoot, and that gave me confidence, and that was Loophole. So I guess I'm a Loophole guy. Now, I don't know where Kyle, when you guys were shooting, did you ever have to do any DM stuff and use the 308? If so, were they still using Loophole back then when you were in?
Negative. I was not a designated marksman, but
okay,
I had some buddies who went through the course. It seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, they. I didn't go through like a sniper school thing. We just had it. We had to get some training. We had to have a couple others that were at least familiar with the platform. And I was like, "Fuck, I'll do it." I was the guy that was like, "Hey, yeah, let's go." My roommate was our DM, and to this day, he's the best shot I've ever seen. I mean, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, but you're old though, so it's probably an Nerdle fixed 10.
Well, yeah, I mean, I am old. I mean, but
don't knock him, Nerdle, though.
Oh no, not at all. I'm just giving him a Nerdle. Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know, Nerdles were fantastic optics.
Even by today's standards, if you can get a hold of one, still I'm pretty salty.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I'm old too because mine was a Leupold fixed 10, like one of the first gen Mark IVs. So,
yeah, what's wrong with the CV Live for my Ruger Precision?
I didn't hear you.
Here's my freaking delay. God dang it, I'm gonna quit talking. I said, what's wrong with the CV Live? I was gonna get a Ruger Precision and put a CV Live on there.
Why not?
Oh my god.
What
I will say, oh my god, it's so bad. I'll say that I think Mike's confused because he's asking about the Venom again. The Venom's a red dot.
No, they have a Venom scope.
Oh, they're doing a Venom like scope now.
Scope, or is it an LPVO?
No, they have a scope.
They do.
Is it like okay? I knew they had Golden Eagles. I mean, I haven't sold Vortex now in a couple of years, so I haven't kept up with it.
Yeah, they came out with a Venom line. It's like in between the Crossfire and the Diamondback, or I'm sorry, it's in between the Diamondback and the Viper, I believe.
So it's kind of like it's comparable to the Golden Eagles, but
like
it's an actual optic.
Okay, I got you. To answer your question, Mike, is it a good beginning scope? I don't know. I never shot it. I never used it. I've never used it, so I don't know. It very well could be awesome one. And here's the thing: just because something's right or wrong for me doesn't mean it's going to be right or wrong for you. If it works for you, bro, shoot the shit out of it. And if you're only starting out at 100 yards and you're just having fun with it, then it's probably a damn good optic for you. Let's be honest. When you start upping your game into something else, then you're going to have to start upping your equipment up a little bit, upgrading your game, upgrade your equipment and all that. We're having a little bit of fun with you, bro. Just because it's fun. We that's what we do to people. We have fun with them.
Yeah.
But we're never going to tell you that Vortex is not a good scope to start out with, shooting at nothing at 100 yards. With your first time, enjoy the shit. If it's good enough for you to hit your target and make you have fun, then shoot the shit out of it, bro. And when it's time to upgrade, you'll know when it's time to upgrade.
It holds true with shooting sports, just like any other thing. You never want to overbuy equipment to the point that it becomes a crutch and you don't learn proper fundamentals. So having lesser equipment, I don't want to say more rudimentary equipment, but having lesser equipment, the margin of error in your fundamentals in order for you to be proficient in that has to be very small, right? Because you got to make up for the inferior equipment. You don't have that as a crutch. So exactly what Ghost is saying, as you improve, right, then look at upgrading your equipment because you're going to better utilize it at that point. It's a benefit to you, not a crutch.
Yeah. I will say the best advice I ever heard, and it wasn't told to me. Clover was there as well. It wasn't told to me. It was told to someone. We went down and shot with our good buddy Charlie Melton down a few years back at his place, and he had a couple guys that were coming through his class. I think it was a father and son, if I'm not mistaken, Clover. I think it was a father and son. The son was one of those. I'm not saying this to Mike. It's just he was one of those guys that was going to go buy the $10,000 rifle and the $25,000 scope, the $5,000 bipod, and
what he spent on that ammo he had.
There's no telling. Ammo. You know, he rolled up into Charlie's place with at least 50 grand of stuff. I'm not joking. If I'm exaggerating, Clover will tell you. He had 50 grand in that setup easily. And he's that guy that wanted to look the part. And the best thing I ever heard Charlie tell him, and he wasn't dogging him because Charlie's not that way. Charlie's a very quiet, humble person. But it's the best thing I ever heard. And it's not just about this. It's in anything in the shooting sports. He said, it's okay to outshoot your equipment, but don't get your equipment that's above your level of shooting. Because at that point, you're chasing a rabbit that you don't need right now. He said, I'd rather you be able to outshoot your equipment and then upgrade when you need to, instead of getting the stuff ahead of time and not knowing how to fully understand and utilize that equipment. Start low, and as you progress, everything progresses. Your rifle, your chassis, your barrels, your actions, your optics. As you improve and you upgrade and you go up the ladder, everything goes up too. But if you're starting out and you're spending 50 grand on the whole setup and you don't even know how shit works, like, what's the point of that? So that's the best thing I've ever heard. And he said, don't be afraid to be able to outshoot your equipment, because you can always upgrade. And I thought that was really, really, really clever. And he was being nice to the guy and saying, like, you spent 50 grand on something and you're having a triple zero in your rifle. Like, know where you are in this journey. So the answer is Mike, buy what you can afford. I would say this: you're starting out. Do not take people's advice, and because you have $400, you say, I'm going to go buy a Vortex. You're able now to go to some of these shows. Next time you go to an NRAM or some kind of a show, if you're able to get in a SHOT Show or whatever, like, if I was you, I'd go to every optic company in the entire show and say, I've got $700 to spend on my next scope. What do you have? What's your best option for that $700? And you start going to these different companies and you see what $700 can get you. You'd be amazed. And then they'll sit there and say, you have 700, but if you're willing to spend 200 more to 900, save money for a couple more months. Let me show the difference between our 700 model and our 900 model. And sometimes the glass on that is just, you wouldn't believe the difference. So utilize your time at these shows and expose yourself to a lot of different optic companies. Because you might get that Vortex Venom, but you may not like the glass on it. You may end up not even like the reticle on it. You might like a different style of reticle that comes on that Vortex, and you have no idea until you start looking at others. Utilize it, man. We'll talk about that off air for sure. Go ahead. Whoever was talking, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'll give him one quick piece of advice on what he has just posted a minute ago. I would tell you to learn mill. Don't waste your time on MOA.
Yep. I would agree with that.
Yep, I'm a mill guy.
I'm a mill guy too. I would definitely agree with that. Anybody here MOA guy? I mean, MOA, it's just nothing bad. I think if you learn mill from the very beginning, your life will be a lot easier. You can learn mill down the road, but if you learn it first, I think your life will be easier.
Especially now, there's so many good resources. There's so many good YouTube tutorials, all this stuff. It's not hard to figure out mill. Plus, you start doing everything once you learn to do everything in meters and just think that way, it's not that much different than looking at yards. Yeah. You can do the math in your head if you have to. It's so much easier. The adjustments, the math for the adjustments are so much easier in mill than they are MOA. Yeah. Everything sub tens into tenths. It's easy.
Yeah. All right. Kyle, you guys, I know you guys are rocking at Anderson. You guys have been busy as shit, which is a good thing. I know you got a lot of stuff going on there. I'm going to give you a few minutes, talk a little bit about what's going on there. Do you want to plug, if you want to, the Cerakote of the month? We still got a couple weeks left in that.
Yes, we do. We got the Dark Horse. It's live on the website right now. It's good till the end of May. The end of May, it never comes back. So make sure you go to AndersonManufacturing.com. Check that out. Next thing coming out new is going to be a Dissipator. Keep your eyes out for that. And then the bolt action, August, we're hoping. So let's see.
I can't wait for that. I've been so excited that since January, man. It's Go check out AndersonManufacturing.com. I don't know how long it's going to take. Did y'all have a good month in April with the A-Palms? I mean, did that go as well as you thought, or what?
Yeah, it went really well. We're fulfilling orders right now, waiting for him to get back from Cerakote.
Did y'all have a number that you had in your mind that you would like to sell? I mean, did you meet the numbers or what you were hoping to get?
Yes, we did. Yeah, good. We exceeded it a little bit more, actually. Just
good, fantastic. So. That's great. That's great.
And one more thing I wanted to mention too. In case you guys haven't watched the news and stuff, you got Aero Precision up in Washington fighting the good fight. So if you have any means to support them, make sure you do what you can.
Absolutely. Let's see here. There's one last thing I wanted to see. Daniel out there, God is my judge, says, now I don't feel bad about my 308 and Loophole VX5 HD and only getting 1.5 MOA at 600 yards. Bro, if you're starting out, like, here's the thing. This is where I have issues. If you're putting a steel target out there, let's say it's even like an 18 by 24, okay, steel target at 500-600 yards, and you're able to hit that steel target, you know, after you do your zero and all that, I don't care. This is just me. Now, I don't shoot ultra precision long range. I shoot like sniper stuff. You hit the target, you hit the target. So I don't care about having a sub MO. I mean, it's nice to be able to have a sub MOA or a half MOA, you know, people talk about. But if you're able to hit your target at 600 yards and your groupings at 1.5 MOA, fucking awesome, dude. Great
600
job.
600 yards at 1.5 MOA is a deer on the ground.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
It's a deer. It's pushing, but it's a deer on the ground.
It's a deer on the ground. And if some way, some weird thing happens, red dawn happens, that's a body on the ground, you know. If you have to become your own, you know, designated marksman. But yeah, don't let anyone sit there and say, oh, you're getting 1.5 MOA at 600 yards. You should be getting sub MOA, close to half MOA at that distance. Stop. Unless you are trying to be an absolute precision shooter, even at 600 yards, you know, take it. It's good. Don't let anyone shame you saying that's bad. That's very, very good. I'd be willing to bet that there's people that shame you can't hit at 1.5 MOA at 600 yards. Just saying.
Yep. Yep.
Anyways, anybody else got Clover? I know you've got a couple weird ass guests coming up this week.
Right. Best last week of the podcast season ever.
Oh, he says it's an AR-10. Then absolutely, that's a good.
Oh,
A 1.5 no way with a gas gun at
Gas
600
gun?
yards. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
not knowing ammunition or anything else. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, last week to start the sweeps week, you had Gabby and Kyle on.
I did.
And then, oh my God, this week, I don't know
Amazing
why you
week.
think these to close out the season, but what is wrong with
I know. So tomorrow we should have Jeff with the Gear Report.
Wow,
That'll be interesting. And then Thursday we'll have Chase down there jumping in the house, and I've been teasing it for about a week now, but potentially a special guest will drop by for a few
he's
minutes.
special, all right.
I'm not talking about Chase. I'm talking about in addition to Chase.
I understand. That's
Chase
special too.
Chase is a regular. He's not special. And we talked a little bit about Gerson earlier, of course, and so I did drop a video before you went live here with a couple of Gerson 1911 10 millimeters. So that's out there on the channel now.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything we need to bring up? I got no problem bringing something up if we need to. Anything else we got going on? Nope. All right. Off to the after chat where it gets real fun. Thank you guys for watching live. If you're still with us for 2 hours and 10, we actually did talk guns there for a while. I didn't think we were going to. We pulled you in talking PCCs, but we ended up talking scopes. Go figure. That's the way this shit goes. I'm just happy that people showed up. So thank you for watching. If you're watching this in replay or listening in podcast, first of all, God bless you. You need to find something else in your life that's got to be more interesting than this, but it is what it is. Thanks for always listening. Thanks for always watching, and we'll see you soon, guys. Semper Fi.